Everybody, it's me, Moonset here, back with another video. Today, it's going to be a little bit different because I want to talk about something pretty debated, right? And that is if Yuji has soul-based attacks. And this is the thing, right? If you go off what we see, then you can say no, right? And I'm not going to argue that much with people. I'm just not, because again, it is what you think. But I am gonna bring up a few details, I guess, that don't disprove that he can't attack the soul directly, but brings it into questioning, right? And the first one is a pretty obvious one in my opinion. Why can't Yuji hit the soul whenever he can hit, damage, and weaken the barrier in between two people's souls? Because if Yuji can hit in between the barrier of two people's souls, that means he can hit the soul, right? Am I the one that's insane? Because to hit the barrier of the soul, you have to be more precise and you have to aim at the barrier, right? So why can't Yuji just aim a little bit to the left and hit the soul? But then you might be asking, okay, so why didn't Yuji ever show us that he could do this throughout the fight? And in my opinion, it's a pretty obvious answer. He couldn't. And I know that kinda is counterintuitive to my point, but what I mean when I say he couldn't is because of Megumi. Since Megumi and Sukuna's souls were so close together that, in my opinion, they pretty much overlapped each other, if Yuji were to punch at Sukuna's soul, he would also punch at Megumi's soul. And we know that healing the soul is extremely hard, and the only person that we see in the series actually heal soul damage is Sukuna. And I'm going to go off on a tiny tangent here, but that's also why I think Maki was dumb. Because her literally stabbing Sukuna in the heart with Soul Split Katana was the stupidest thing she could have done. Think about it, right? Think about it. If Sukuna did not heal his heart, Megumi would have died. The entire reason of going throughout this entire gauntlet is because of Megumi. Her stabbing his heart could have cost them everything. Of course, I think it's not that big of a deal, mostly for the fact that Yuji would have still probably separated Megumi and Sukuna, even if that would kill Megumi, because that would be the only option, and you don't want Sukuna running around amok and fucking everything up. But that's just my tiny tangent. That was actually kind of stupid of her to do, because again, he could have just not healed, and then Megumi would have been fucked. Because Yuji can't heal him, and then Shoko and Yuta that both have RCT that they can heal others don't understand the soul, or at least the outline of the soul, so they can't heal his heart. So yeah, just wanted to go on that little tangent. So that's why I think that we didn't see him use it. And for another example of this, let's go to Mahito. Now, we're going to talk about idol transfiguration. No, Yuji cannot alter the soul. But idol transfiguration has a certain detail that could help us explain why we don't see Yuji, attack the soul with Megumi and Sukuna sharing the same body, is the fact that Mahito, with idol transfiguration, cannot choose specific souls. Whenever he uses his course technique, he cannot differentiate souls. When he touches Yuji's soul, he touches Sukuna's soul. If, for example, Mahito wanted to touch Sukuna's soul, he would also touch Itadori's soul. So, we can take that with Itadori. Why doesn't Itadori just punch Sukuna's soul? Because if he punches Sukuna's soul, he will punch Megumi's soul. But since Yuji can see the barrier in between two people's souls. He can punch that and weaken the connection enough to then separate both souls, one from the body and the other one can stay in the body. I hope that makes sense. So that would kind of explain why we don't see him just, punch Sukuna's soul and weaken Sukuna like that, and he has to specifically punch at the barrier, right? And really that is the only thing, right? It's like, also, it's just like mental gymnastics to kind of not give Yuji, soul punches or soul dismantles. Because again, like I said in the beginning, why can Yuji aim, hit, and damage the barrier in between two people's souls and not the soul itself? Right? Like, that just makes no sense that he can damage the barrier, but not the soul itself, right? And I think there's a few reasons why people decide to say no, he can't. The first one, we don't see it, right? So if we don't see it, it's headcanon, right? And I can understand that and that stuff, but like, at the same time, it makes sense that he can. The second reason is because people want to downplay Yuji, right? Because, you don't want to give him the exact same power as Soul Split Katana, because then that would literally make Maki more, normal, right? And she's already like the most normal person in JK when it comes to a power set. She's just really fast and really strong with a cool course tool. And she does have precog, and she can also jump on air, but yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say for this video. It's pretty short, but I just wanted to say that, just wanted to give my thoughts on, I do think that Yuji can damage and affect the soul. It's just that we don't see it, right? Because Megumi and Sukuna were sharing the same soul. So, yeah. I hope all you guys enjoyed, and I hope all you guys have a great day. And I'll see all you guys on the next one. Peace out.